Welcome to Unfiltered Discussions. You got Nash in the building.
Got Ash in the building.
And today we have a special guest, Coach Leon from Yeadon Athletic Association. Welcome, welcome.
Well, good morning, and thank you again for this opportunity. Really appreciate it.
Okay, so we're going to jump straight into it. Let's walk a little bit through, because I mean, seriously, this guy has a lot going on.
Yeah.
You know, a lot to offer to others. So, let's travel down your career path, because it's like you went through different avenues. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I'm right from the Philadelphia area, born in Southwest. Grew up in Lansdowne. Currently live in Yeadon, so I kind of split time, even though they share the same zip code, so it's the same area. But just a young fella that I grew up playing sports.
Okay.
Had a love and a passion for sports. Didn't know I had that passion for coaching until after college, but we'll touch base on that.
Okay.
My full-time job, as you know, I work for a bank. I'm a banker for Wells Fargo. Been doing that for 19 years. But my heart, my passion, my ministry is coaching and mentoring youth. So with YEAA, that's my platform. That's my brand, where we don't just coach athletics, but we coach life skills. So we have mentoring programs, we have tutoring, and we love to partner with platforms like yourself to continue to link up and see how your platform, my platform come together and really serve the community as a whole.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. So when did you actually start? Because I know you said it was like later on in life. Like you, of course, you always love sports, but when did you start your YEAA? How did that go about?
I actually started coaching in the organization first.
Okay.
When I grew up in Lansdowne, it's crazy because the 6 boroughs that are on top of each other, but they all had their own athletic organization.
Okay.
So I grew up in Lansdowne, which we have LBC, which is a Lansdowne Boys Club.
Oh, okay.
So I played soccer, basketball, t-ball, baseball. So I always had that youth experience. So when I got older, got married, and I moved around the block to Yeadon. Yeadon at the time was called the YAA, Yeadon Athletic Association. So my oldest son started playing.
Okay.
And one of the coaches needed some help. So I just said, all right, I can help out. So when I took that knee, it was like a timeout or a halftime, and looked in the kid's eyes. That's when I kind of got bit by the coaching bug. Was like, okay, this is what I can do this. I can do this without being paid. It's something that I had a passion for. So that's how it started.
Okay.
So I started out coaching, helping out, assisting, and then coaching teams on my own. And then in 2007, the basketball commissioner at the time, her name was Stephanie C. We called her Aunt Stephanie because our families grew up together. She was the basketball commissioner. And long story short, she got a new job. So one day she was like, Leon, here's the keys. The keys to what? She was like, I need you to take over the league. Like, oh, I know how to coach. I don't know how to administrate and create schedules and registration, but it had to be done. So that's how it started in 2007, 2008. And we kind of wanted to change the identity, so that's where we added the E for education.
Okay.
So it went from YAA to YEA. It kind of still had that home feeling where it started, but just like saying, like we're under new management.
Yeah, and let me implement something different that I bring, not just sports, but educational piece as well.
Exactly.
That's good. So I know you said that you guys mentor. Like, is it like included like after sports, before sports? Like, how does that work?
Well, during the winter seasons when we have them mentoring face to face, and we use the William Penn School District gyms. So we are in the morning. So it normally starts around 8:30. It only lasts about a half hour.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have different individuals from different walks of life, educational, business. If they're in science or if they're entrepreneurs, we just have them come and talk to the kids about life skills, not just athletics. Of course, kids want to, go to the NBA or the NFL, but we try to say, all right, these are the odds. So we want to give you other life skills so you can have different opportunities once you graduate.
That's important. So what are the age groups that you gear towards teaching those different things to?
We have 4 age groups, so our beginners are 5 to 8-year-olds.
Oh, okay.
Junior age groups 9 to 11, seniors are 12 to 14, and then our advanced, which is high school, 15 to 18. And we're co-ed because mostly we don't have enough girls to have girls league. But during the summer, which we were hoping this year we were able to get enough girls, but we didn't. But we have individual workout sessions for those girls. And then to go back to the mentoring real quick, because of the pandemic last year, we weren't able to be face to face, so we were able to do everything virtual over Zoom. So for 12 weeks, we had 12 different speakers over Zoom come and talk to the kids about everything. So we had, politicians and business people and some of my friends that I went to college with that are in acting. So
that was nice that you was able to adapt to the pandemic and be able to come up with a different plan in order for them to still be able to get educated on different subjects.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. Because and then it kind of open up the mindset like that. Because you said, what's the odds of everybody going to the league? So now maybe speaking to these different people and the professional, what they do, maybe maybe I do like that. That sparked my interest a little bit. Because if this fails, then I know I can do this, or I can do both, right? So that's absolutely good. I like that. So I heard you say you went to college. What did you go to college for?
I went to Lincoln University of Pennsylvania. Initially a computer science major, but switched going into my junior year to business administration and management.
Oh, makes sense.
In the early 90s, I don't want to get my
Early 90s.
I mean, it makes sense though. So, is that how you went down the banking road?
No, actually, funny. And the reason why I said computer science first, because I thought I was going to be some type of computer major, but they started offering courses every other semester. I was like, I'm not trying to be a lifetime college student. I love it. Don't get me wrong. But so going into my junior year, I switched from computer science to business administration, not really knowing what I wanted to do. It was kind of okay, business administration.
Okay.
Right? Because business is so broad. I didn't know if I wanted to do real estate, marketing, or get into banking. I never had an idea of getting into banking. It's a whole other story. How that happened. I never knew what kind of became another passion was financial literacy. Because my job allows me to go out to nonprofit organizations like Salvation Army, Goodwill, then also elementary schools, high schools, and even colleges, and just talk about the basics of banking. Financial literacy, small business entrepreneurship, which when you guys came in,
exactly.
I praise all entrepreneurs for stepping out there. So that was kind of being in retail, corporate America, it could be a little tiring. So I had to find ways to keep some type of excitement for my job. So when those opportunities presented themselves, they were like, we need somebody to go to this event. I'll do it. I already have a passion for the community anyway. It was just another way for me to get out there. So that kind of is how I got into banking from computer science to business administration, and then banking came a little bit more later after that.
So many different
avenues before you got to where you really are.
Because when you're in college, you don't really know.
I switched my stuff out to I
didn't know what I wanted to do. I was like everybody else. I was a two-sport athlete. I played basketball and ran track and field, so I was kind of like, all right, the NBA may be a faraway dream, but then Lincoln at that time was a small Division III school, so it wasn't about really making noise like that to get NBA attention. But again, you still had it in the back of your mind, so I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Absolutely.
And with financial literacy, do you teach basics of having good credit as well?
Yes. That is one of the package deals when we're going to, when we're the Salvation Armies, the nonprofits. There's this one organization called People for People down in North Philly abroad, where they have individuals coming in trying to get a second chance going back into society. Another organization that I deal with called Men's Fit. If you ever I'm gonna have to get you a connection with her. Name is Rhonda Willingham. She basically helps men that are recently released get back into society. So she helps them with their suits, their ties, interviews, and then I come in and talk about financial literacy. So credit is the number one thing that always pops up. And I'm the kind of person that simplifies things. So
Okay.
people, you think of credit and maybe say that's just too much math.
Mm-hmm.
But I just really simplify on how to, get access to your credit,
Okay.
to review it, fix it, and you don't have to pay somebody to do it. I don't want to knock those that do it.
They gonna
And I
get
know
you
that.
out
I know
there.
they're gonna get me. The credit repair people, hey, God bless you. I mean, you're doing it, but there's ways if you know, you know. And I
Mhm.
just say this is how you can actually do it yourself.
Okay.
But credit is definitely part of the educational package that every time I go out, especially I should say more for the adults, but still teaching those children at an early age
Absolutely.
those fundamental basics of credit.
Yeah. So do you implement that in your youth, like especially I know you got the 15 to 18-year-olds and stuff like that. So do they take to it? Did anybody open up bank account? What did they do?
The great thing about coaching youth is I'm able to partner with the parents. And I've been with the bank in the financial industry for over 20 years, but with banking 19. They're saying, have you opened up an account yet for your son or daughter? Most say no, some say yes, because that's the basics of getting them on what banks do. And that comes up as far as credit, because we tell the story, you ever go to the convenience store, the mom and pop store, and they were like, all right, just put that on my tab.
Oh yeah.
That's credit. You know what I mean? You get some eggs, milk, and bread. Tell Mr. Johnson, put that on my tab.
Exactly.
You're not paying for it. Exactly. Right? Just something as simple as that.
Yeah, okay.
Because then you say your word is your bond. Because now you're like, hey, Mr. Johnson, okay, you ain't paid for last week.
And now you got to go back in
gotta
there.
go back
them
again.
accountable.
Exactly. Just that simple. Teaching them that particular thing. I don't know if they still do that.
Yeah, they do. I hear it all the time. That's something I
Yeah, they do.
Like,
And especially the fact that, between 15 and 18, they're going into getting jobs and things of that nature. So that would definitely be beneficial on how to save versus just getting your money and saying, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and buy me a pair of sneakers every week. Where you could say, you know what, you could invest in something or put it up $20 in your savings account every time you get paid.
Exactly. So it's just that little thing you just present to the kids, like, oh, okay, now I see how the basis of credit is right there.
Yeah, that makes sense. I love it. I love it. I love it. So another thing that I've seen in your bio, I see you got 800 things up there. I'm like, so you into Forex?
Yes.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do a little trading myself. I like it though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of people go in and do their little stop losses. Me, I really like to watch the market, right? Get in and grab, right? I don't really like to. I just feel like sometimes, with the stop loss, you kind of miss shit by a pip or two, and it's like, I could have been watching it and getting that out
You
there,
sound
right?
like you've been educated.
Yeah, right. So I really enjoy it. I mean, when you first walk in, it's like, well, what is this? It's foreign, right? So go ahead, tell us a little bit about that.
The funny thing about how I got introduced to it is through my son. My son is a recent college grad from Elizabeth. But again, I've been in banking for 19 years, so the foreign exchange is nothing new, right? So I'm thinking, and I always, when we have these conversations about Forex, I said, when you go outside of the country, what do you do with your currency? People are like, I exchange it either at the bank or the kiosk at the airport. I'm like, did you know you can make money off of that? And that's how simple it was when my son introduced me to it. I see it all the time. I think it was his sophomore trip, we went to France and exchanged the US dollar for the euro. Again, no idea that it's a market where you can make money. So when he presented it to me, I was like, I'm going to support him because he just graduated college, he has a job, he works from home, but now he has, so-called side hustle.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, let me take a look at it. So I'm looking, I'm like, I already know about this. Well, wait a minute, you tell me you can make money off of this, and all trading, all you're doing is you're multiplying your own money. So when I looked at it, it was really like, wow, it's the largest financial market in the world.
Yes, it is.
You make monies on buys and sells. So I was like, oh, this is how the rich got rich. This is how they stay rich.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And I went to high school right here at Penwood High School. Then I went to Lincoln. Never even heard about. So that's why they call it an Ivy League skill, because it's taught in Ivy Leagues. But now, the door's open.
Yes,
So,
it is.
the number one thing my son said, Dad, let's change the legacy of our family financially and build wealth together. That, I'm in. I'm not, how am I say no to that? Then I thought about all of my former athletes that I used to coach. Like, okay, either I coach you directly or indirectly. All I want to do is introduce you to this platform.
Exactly.
So now you can look at it for yourself, see exactly how it goes. It's not a scam.
At all.
And I don't know if you heard, what does scam stand for? You know what scam stands for?
Not exactly.
Still confused about money. And because
it makes sense.
Because people are like, oh, that's a scam. You didn't even take a look at it yet. And the platform that we're using is not even, it's teaching you how to make money, but it's educating you on how to be a consistent, profitable trader.
Absolutely.
So when I got it, it just makes sense. It's like, okay. And you can do it from your cell phone, or your laptop.
I like that.
Yeah, so that when that came up, it was a no-brainer for me. It was like, okay, yes, let's do this together. It's still a process because I have, like I said, I've been coaching for over 15, 20 years. So those young kids are now young adults. I'm still reaching out to them, saying, listen, just get on a webinar. Take a look at it for yourself. See how it's going. Talk to me. Talk to my son, Divine. We'll have a one-on-one and just break it down to you. So it's an amazing platform.
Absolutely, yes. I swear, if they listen to you,
They'll be good to
Yeah.
go. It's a lot of benefits.
And that's not even just, like, you could really, like, enjoy life if you do it the right way with that. You know what I mean? Like that extra stress with the finances. This won't get done. If you really do that thing the right way, you good to go. And I'm honest about it. So yeah. So you said you hold webinars on it, like.
Well, the platform that we use is called I Am Mastery Academy.
Okay.
And then there's teams within that organization. So the teams have daily webinars every single day.
Okay.
And it's millennials. I guess what, millennials are 30 and younger that are running these webinars. They're doing the trading. They're doing the training. They're doing the education. That's why, like, my former athletes, you need to see your peers that are having major success with this platform.
Absolutely.
Don't take my word for it. Look at it. There are people coming in that are 18, 19, 20, 25 that in their first 6 months to 12 months are making 6 or 7 figures. Where else can you do that?
Nowhere. Not a degree, nothing.
And that's why people say,
self-made.
yeah, it's a scam because now that's a get rich quick scheme. No, they're just getting rich quick.
Yes, they are.
Why do you have to get rich slow?
Yes.
I mean,
and you gotta have your strategies and things in order. Like I said, walking in, no, it's not like a cakewalk when you first walk in. It's really a skill that you have to learn. You know, everybody got their own style of doing things.
Exactly.
And yes, don't get it twisted. Yes, you can lose your money real quick.
Exactly.
But again, it's a skill. You have to really know what you're doing when you're doing it. But yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, I encourage everybody to go out there and do it. Money in
talk.
it. Okay.
We will talk.
It's money in it.
Yes, we will.
You know, so, and I'm kind of glad. See, this is what I mean when I say, like, you have so many, like, your hands in different pots. How do you find that balance? You're a married man, you're a father, like.
Pray for a brother.
Yes. How do you do it?
It's the process. I haven't mastered it because your passion can sometimes overtake everything. Like I said, I've been married 24 years.
Shout out to your wife.
Shout out to my wife Diana. She, trust me, it's still a balancing act, and she understands it. But at the same time, I have to make sure that I'm like, okay. And again, I don't get it right all the time. But you know, household first, and then everything else. And I had to just think about more than like 5 different boards in the community. So it's still, I had to think about that. That's what you said. I do a lot. It's really trying to prioritize and balance it out. And I don't always get it right because I'm like, oh, I have to be there to set up for the games. I have to be there for the kids. I have to be there. And then your wife and your son are looking at you like, well, what about us? And then I'm trying to incorporate you in this. You know, my son, he grew up playing. So I had a chance to coach him and stuff like that. So it's still a balancing act. and really knowing what comes first. And again, I'm still in process. I haven't mastered it, but to an extent, it's gotten better because I'm like, okay, I know this may take 2.5, 3 hours.
Okay.
Once I'm done, I'm back here.
Okay.
Or let me make sure I take care of this first before I get here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a daily process.
So I had a lot of mindfulness, self-awareness in there.
Still learning.
Accountability in there, like
Yes.
still learning.
Yes.
So now that you say you got all of that, which I knew you had a lot, but I didn't know all of that, right? So how big is support to you?
It is huge because as we talked before we went live, is delegating because I can't do everything. Even though I'm like, I know how I want it to run, I know what needs to be done, and if it's not, who else is going to do it? If it doesn't get done, it's not going to get done unless if I do it. So really getting that parental guardianship participation. On the registration it says, how will you help? team parent, coach, assistant coach, do the scoreboard, set up, breakdown, clean up. It's all there, and they check them.
Just to get them in.
Yeah, let me just say, team parent. I'll just sit in the background all the time. So, but at the same time, you have people that see and love the same thing that you do. I don't have to ask.
Yeah.
There's a couple new parents that I've never met before, or just they're new to the organization. They say, hey, how can I help? And I'm like, thank God, because now, yes, I need you to help me with this. I need you to help me with that. Some of my former players, I get them all the time. They'll come back like, hey, how you doing? I miss you. Okay, I need you to help out on the scorebook with the club. And they'll do it just because. So even getting more of the alumni to come back and help out. Because I'm like, listen, I would love to do it forever, but I gotta be realistic, I'm not gonna be able to do it forever. So I need to start mentoring somebody that's gonna be the person to take over when it's all said and done.
But the people that take the initiative is like, thank you.
Yes.
I ain't have to say like you did that. Thank you.
Exactly.
So when you say that you're on 5 boards, what does those consist
Ooh,
of?
Jesus.
Oh wait, let me
let me think on this. Well, we already know my brand, YEAA. Then there's the Yeadon Economic Development Corporation, which I've been on for the last 3 years. And the funny thing about it, a lot of people have kind of like reared me in, said, oh yeah, you need to be on this board to help out. But at the same time, everything happens for a reason. So I'm looking at like, okay, since I'm in finance and banking, I can kind of see how development can happen in a borough or in a city. At my church, I'm an ordained elder, which is part of the board of directors. Wow, that's been 15 plus years. And it's funny with my pastor, kind of delegates in a manner where it's like, if I had say, prime example, one of my former athletes wanted me to officiate their wedding. So when I told him, he was like, oh great, you gave me a book for counseling.
Oh wow.
I was asking for permission. But I understood when you're in leadership, you got to delegate. So he was like, okay, here you go. You can go ahead and take care of that. For my school district, the William Penn School District, they have the Penwood Foundation. I'm a special advisor on that board. I think it's one more.
I think so. I think it named about 4 things.
YEA, YADC, church.
Hey, it's one more thing. I don't know what it is.
No, I think that's it.
So it's 4. Well, good.
So it's, Am I missing something? Oh, yeah, I am missing something. I'm sorry. The Nile Swim Club of Yeadon. Lord, how did I forget about that? That was it. I'm like, hold up. Yeah, I've been a board member, grew up there, learned how to swim, dive, all that good stuff. Been on the board for the Nile, which is, that's a good thing too. Let me ask y'all a quick question. Do y'all know about the Nile?
No.
Okay. The oldest and first black-owned private swim club in America.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But now that you sparked my interest, I'll check it out.
Yes. And that was the last one. And
Oh, that's a lot. You said, like, well, that was the last one. Like,
I knew it was one more, and that partnership is where the summer league is connected with the pool, because we have a brand new basketball court, which was donated by Mr. Jeff Brown, the owner of ShopRite. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Brown always got his
Yeah.
hands up in something. I like that. Okay.
So yeah, that's it. Keeps me busy. It does.
Yes.
But with me having a passion for community, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I'm a part of different entities that kind of make the community go around.
Yeah, which is extremely important. I mean, especially now, like it's so much violence, you know, plaguing the youth, our communities, period. So to give them like outlets to be somewhere, to go, you know, to look forward to something, even though to the mentoring and stuff like that, like because our kids is really, especially the guys, you know, the youth that age right there is just like, and it's kind of scary because it's like going over into the young, it's like going younger and younger.
Yes.
Like,
it's deep. It's just important to spark that interest elsewhere versus the streets. So when you're offering all these different programs and different financial literacy and all these different things, especially when you're offering that, it gives them a you know, insight on other things versus trying to get fast money in the streets. And now they can make, you know, so it kind of makes sense. It makes sense, you know.
Absolutely.
What you said as far as fast money, and that's the one great thing I love about the financial education platform is you're like, okay, think about all those that have been in business that's not legal, and you think, where did that mindset come
Ain't that crazy, the mindset that they
Yeah,
have?
that's
like,
right.
wow, like you could put that on a deal. I mean, you could do some serious
Damage.
Yeah.
So, because it's a gift.
Exactly.
Regardless of how, and that's the thing, you have free will to use your gift as you see fit.
Absolutely.
So that's a gift, but it's like, okay, anything, you put money in the wrong hands, bad things can happen. Money in good hands, same thing. So it's just really that mindset, which that's where the battle starts.
Yep.
You know, but that was a good point you said on that fast money, because I mean, there's nothing really wrong with fast money unless, as long as it's legal.
That's why I put that out there, I believe.
Yeah. Because honestly, like you said, if you are able to make illegal fast money, first of all, that right there, everybody's not able to do that.
That's a skill set within itself.
I mean, now they'd also imagine applying that into the Forex market. Oh, you'll be deadly.
Ooh, yes.
They wouldn't be able to.
You want to change the game?
I'm like,
You want to change it.
so, and that just comes down to like being disciplined and structured. Like I said, 'cause you have to learn that market. So if a person that was in the streets is able to master that one, that'd be good to go. Street right now, you gotta look over your shoes. You ain't gotta worry about getting locked up. You ain't gotta worry about nothing like that, and it's legal money.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, you know, as far as, because I hear, like I said, you got so many different things going on. How long does it, like, is this all year round for your league? Like, the stuff you give out to the youth, like, how does that go?
For YA, we have summer and winter basketball.
Okay.
And then we have fall soccer. So we only have 2 sports, but 3 different seasons.
Okay.
So, but I want to make the connection all year round. So when the pandemic hit, like you said, it put us in a position to where we had to go Zoom with on everything. So during that time, we were able to have a platform on the social injustice, because we wanted to hear from our kids to see what was going on in their minds. Then also with the parents.
Yeah.
You know, we want the whole household to be home. And then we started talking about mental health. So we had subject matter experts come in and talk to the parents and the kids about it. And then I was already doing financial literacy, so it just really opened up the platform for us to introduce the Forex education platform to the whole YA family. So we want to make it a year-round type of organization, not just sports related, but then have those different platforms.
Absolutely, I agree. Because like I said, it's beneficial, much needed. Because it's like, you know, you got certain, like you could go to your school, right? some schools don't even really offer too much of sports nowadays, right? And then most kids are not really interested in doing so. Like you still got like a couple kids that would do the sports, like, but you got some parents that really push them into it when it's coming down to school. But for your thing, like, do y'all go out and like gather up kids, or do they just come to you guys?
It's more of returning families, and then word of mouth.
Oh yeah.
Because every time I get a phone call, I'll ask the parent if they're new, like who referred you to us.
Okay.
Just to kind of see if it was a current family that may say, hey, come on over here, or they may have seen us on social media somewhere.
Okay.
So and that's the thing. The only thing that I have been trying to recruit is girls, because we weren't able to get enough girls to have our own girls league, which I really thought, to be honest with you, we were going to have no problem. But it's still a task to get all girls, and really from the ages 9 to 18 up to high school.
You probably got to throw some double dutch or something up in there.
Something.
Because
no more.
No.
Because before the pandemic, we had it was slim, but we had enough girls to have a girls league all the way up to age 14. We didn't have the high school girls yet. And then when we took the year off, came back, got 3 courts, I was just like, yes, but we're still making it work, because actually one of my former athletes, Jada Smith, is working out the girls and the parents love it. So it's working out.
Yeah, I don't know, like, some after like a certain age, girls is into their hair and their nails and stuff. I ain't always trying to. They
still playing.
Yeah, but I think that's dope if they do, like, so it's like versatile. And she could throw like her nails and stuff, but then she could, dribble a ball. So like, I mean, I think it's pretty dope if the females do it. But I haven't really seen, like, you get like in your neighborhood, you see a couple young girls that play ball. But in high school, our basketball team was full of girls,
Bunch of females.
Yeah, they was really balling in high school. So, yeah, and of course it's always, I don't know, because it's kind of like geared towards guys basketball. And I don't understand it, because you never really see dads like say, come on, let me pick up this ball with my daughter. And it's like, but as soon as you get it, say, I'm gonna get a boy, I'm gonna do this.
But the AAU circuit, which is huge, does have plenty of girls.
Okay.
What I've been trying to put out there is for those girls who don't make the travel teams.
Okay.
For the AAU, come on over here.
Yeah.
We got plenty. We take kids that have never played to the kids that are well skilled, and that still has. I haven't mastered that process yet, because there's plenty of girls that try out, don't make it, then what are they doing? I'm like, come on over here. We got plenty of space.
So when you say that, right, so do you guys have, like, I know of course it's basketball tryouts, like, is it ever like kids that you turn away, like?
You don't turn away anybody, because it's not a tryout.
Okay, no? Okay.
You don't have to try to make a team. When you sign up, pay your registration fee, you're automatically on the team.
Oh, good, good. I'm happy to hear that.
And that's why a lot of people don't understand, like, we put a draft together. The draft is just to try to even out the competition as best we can, as far as the talent level. Because like I said, we'll take a kid that has never ever played organized ball to a kid that's well skilled. And we just try to even out the competition as best we can. We don't always get it right, but that's what the draft process is. Because kids and parents were like, oh man, we got to try out? Because that gives you anxiety. Like, nope, no tryout. You paid, you're going to play.
Okay.
So everybody makes it when you sign up for YEA.
Good. So is it a cap on the kids? Like, do you like?
Well, we don't. I always say I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. So we have grown, even though we didn't have the girls this summer. So we have a total of 25 teams. So on our beginners, which is our 6 to 8 year olds, which is our first time doing it this summer, we have 4 teams. Our 9 to 11s, we call them our junior age group, has 7 teams. Our 12 to 14 group, we have 8 teams. And then our high schoolers, which is 15 to 18, we have 6 teams. So 4 age groups. And I had to cap it because it would have kept going.
Yeah. Like how many in each team?
10 to 12 per roster. Initially, we cut. A roster is normally 12 players or less. what we're trying to do with our CDC guidelines and everything else, like they cut down. We went a max of 10, but as things started opening up, we would say, okay, we can go back to 12. So I would say the 9 to the 18-year-olds all have at least 12 players. Our 6 to 8-year-olds just have a max of 10 per team.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I was like, geez, that's a lot of them.
Yeah. So I did have to like say, all right, registration's over. I can't take no more kids. That breaks my heart telling kids and parents no. But at the same time, we've been having registration since May, so people still coming now. Like, can I sign my kid up? I'm like, you're in week number 4. Stay in contact. We got the winter coming. We got fall soccer.
Yeah. So when does that open up? The registration for like winter and fall stuff?
Fall soccer will start at the end of the summer, beginning of the school.
Okay.
Winter basketball will probably open up a little bit earlier, which maybe the end of October, beginning of November.
Okay.
And then our actual winter season, we should go from January to March. So we have registration, the drafts, put the teams together, winter break, come back in January, start playing.
Oh, wow, yeah. See, I only seem like that long though. January to March. I know the boys talk
3
about
months.
more. Yeah.
Yes.
Dang.
Summer's short. We're 6 weeks. So like I said, we got 2 more weeks. We're done.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know. It's
So-
like this summer like ran past us or something. I don't know. I think
ran
because we finally opened up outside.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just so busy.
That's what I'm like. Wow, the season's halfway over because the kids play twice a week. So we have,
Okay.
so the juniors and the seniors play on Mondays and Thursdays. The beginners and the advanced play on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So everybody has 2 game days.
Okay, good. So it's all spread out.
Mhm.
Okay, so I've seen you guys on social media. What was the girls doing? The little dances and stuff? Like, do y'all have like different stuff
Which-
there at the camp? Like,
Oh, the one you saw at the camp clinic.
yeah.
That was actually part of the Nile Swim Club Zumba
wow,
class.
yeah.
These kids are crazy because we had a water break. So while the Zumba class is going on underneath the pavilion, the kids started, oh, we're going to do a little Zumba during our break. So that's what that dance with that was hilarious. And that's our 9 to 11-year-olds.
Yeah, I've seen them.
And it was so funny. I said, look at these kids. During break, they want to do Zumba. So, and that's part of the Nile Swim Club summer programs.
Okay.
And actually, Erica Grant, who was the head of the Zumba class, is part of YAA too. She's one of our board members. But she does Zumba classes on land, and she does Zumba classes in the pool.
Oh, wow.
So it was just, we have so many different programs going on. One of the ones I definitely want to shout out is the No Child Will Drown in Our Town campaign.
Okay, I
Ooh, I
like
like
that.
that.
Which is a free swim lesson for kids because, we're 3 more times likely to drown than our counterparts. So that was a partnership that we came up with the William Penn School District. So any kid in the school district area that signs up gets free swimming lessons. So that's part of the summer programs as well.
You know, I never knew that.
Oh, wow.
And you know why it makes sense? Because a lot of African American kids don't get swimming lessons.
No, they don't.
Yeah, it makes sense now that you see that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, them parents take those kids
Yes.
and they get those free swimming lessons.
Free swim lessons.
Yeah, because I hate those kind of stories. One just this past week where a kid was in the pool, they turned around and then the kid almost drowned. Like
Oh, my goodness.
Exactly.
and you think that it's like an age cap on drowning, right?
No. And a lot of people, we know they take their children at infants, taking them.
It's important though.
Yeah,
It's
it's
really
swim.
important.
Yes.
Do you know how to swim?
Oh yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
well.
Okay, all right, listen.
I'm not a
That's
professional.
all right. As long as you know how to dog.
I know a little something.
Listen, just keep it right here. You'll be all right.
Yup. My son is in swimming now.
Yeah.
He
Good.
do swimming lessons.
And wait
And he
for
only
it.
4.
Yeah.
That's great. He will never forget it. And
Like
yeah.
once you get on there. Okay, so my next question to you is exactly like, do you find any challenges in what you do?
Absolutely.
What's the biggest one though?
See, I'm gonna tell my age because the parents now are like my oldest son. I'm really telling my age. He'll be 31 in November. So I got parents that are like, kids' age, and it's a different mindset with the parents today. I'm sure can attest to that. That's not necessarily the biggest challenge, but it's just the participation of being involved. So I always say, you know, out of all the organizations in the world, you chose YAA. Grateful, thankful. This is what we're about. It's not just about athletics; it's about life skills as well. And again, making our whole house whole. But just that interaction, or just trying to, you know, I always say I like to meet you where you are. But one of the things I will say is the single parent household is something that we like to address, where it's, I always say YA family, because once you sign up, you're part of our family. And, you know, just laying it out there, whatever you may need, let's see how we can help you. But just that younger mindset is a little challenging, just a little bit. It's not too bad. But just getting parents to understand too, like, your 9-year-old's not going to the NBA tomorrow. I mean, it's a possibility he can make it, he or she can make it, but it's not going to happen right now. So we kind of try to bring him home, focus on the child. You know, I understand. That's your baby. You know, yes, you're gonna be their #1 cheerleader. And I say this a lot because I mean this a lot. I'm like, it's not that serious. It really, I'm like, it's not that serious. I understand the competition. Trust me, I get it. I'm still competitive myself. I understand. But when you take your focus off the development of a child, that's where you lose your way. Even the coaches are like, come on, y'all. It's not that serious. This is youth basketball. They're not signing a contract tomorrow. I got you. I know that might be a dream, and I'm not, you know, I will support them till the end. Right now, and I think that's what it is. It's just like, it's not that serious. It really isn't.
Enjoy
it really
it.
isn't. Exactly.
Yeah, I see him on the sideline. I be
Drill sergeant.
get it. Yeah, but it's not, because you're putting pressures, unnecessary pressures on kids. Why? Because you want to get a way out?
And a lot of them have anxiety behind that kind of stuff. Like, no.
Could you imagine losing a half of the hair the whole ride home? Or throughout the week, this is getting taken, nothing. How is that fair?
I see that on Lifetime a lot. Like them little cheerleader movies and stuff.
Yes.
But you don't know what you're implementing in your kid, right?
Exactly.
You're shaping them, and then those type of adults that's like, oh, I can't lose, or
Yes.
if they do now, they're gonna go jump off they work building because they, you know, things aren't going right.
And that's the one thing, you don't know what their household situation is. So when they come, it's like a relief. It's their sanctuary. But then, like you said, once they leave the park or the gym and they go home, you just all you can do is really pray. For those situations where, you know, it may be a single parent, whether it's a single father or a single mother. And just, like you said, putting that added pressure on that child, like, this is not a life or death situation.
No, it's not.
You know, and I understand everybody handles it differently, but we just try to alleviate that as best we can. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, because like I said, once your child signs up, they're my child too.
Absolutely.
So I want to encourage them, and then if I see it, I'll combat it with affirmation. Like if I see them, like, you know, fussing at them, and I'm like, hey, come here, you know, good game, keep your head up, you know, just to try to combat that. Because like you said, that ride home, woof,
Trying to redirect that negative energy.
Yeah, them parents are sad and crazy.
Yeah.
To be quite honest, I'm not gonna lie. What I need you to do is tell people, like, how can they, because we already know basketball right now for the summer is closed off, registration, there ain't no more of that. So you gotta start preparing your kids for the fall, winter season, stuff like that. So exactly where can they sign up at?
Okay, they can go to yeaasports.org. That's our official website. The one thing that is still open, that will be opening soon, is this is our first year doing mini camps. I'm calling them clinics. We had the first clinic, which you saw the video of.
Yes.
That was our 9 to 11-year-olds. The 12 to 14-year-olds starts this week, which is already closed. And then in August we have it for our 15 to 8-year-olds, so our high schools. And again, it's a free clinic, free camp. It's in partnership with the Nile. So that registration, we're maxing out at 30, so they're going fast. We'll probably open next week, the end of July, beginning of August. Yes, because that's going to be August 18th. It's a 3-day camp in the morning, 9 to noon at the pool, and the kids love it because they get to go swimming after.
Yeah, the kids love some water. Yeah, everybody do. Okay, so now, as you heard, this is Coach Leon. Because I can call somebody.
About to call me Mister. I'm not dying to gray. I can't do that. So.
As you heard, Coach Leon, they offer mentoring, soccer, basketball, financial literacy, forex. My favorite. So he has a lot to offer the community. In which I hope parents, come out, get involved. And please, when you sign up, and don't be checking on boxes like he said and not really helping out, because they need the help, as you can hear and see. I just want everybody to, appreciate you, because you're giving back a lot. You know what I mean? Like, really, you really are. And it's not just like, oh, this little basketball, little sports. It's like, and I keep hearing you say, you're meeting the whole family. I'm not just bringing in a Samsung kid up on the dotted line. Like, I'm trying to get in tune to the whole picture, so I have a better way at, meeting you where you at, and maybe even help you on areas that has nothing to do with sports. So I like that. I heard you say that quite a few times sitting here. So it's not just about sports for Coach Leon. Of course he loves sports, as you can see the shirt you wore today, Coach Leon. So of course sports is, big there, but it's a bigger picture. He gets the bigger picture. And he already told you guys you can find him at. Do you want to give him any social media things?
Yeah. So for social media for YA, we're on Facebook, Yeadon Education Athletic Association. For IG, it's y.e.a.a sports, and Twitter is sports YAA. So that's all our social media handles. My personal is lively, LIBE 72 at Gmail. Excuse me, I was about to, not Gmail. I'm about to give my email address. Lively72, that's IG. And Twitter's lively72_Leon. So those are my personal IG handles as well.
Well, there you have it. I'm glad you came on. I hope that, I know they kind of maxed out already, but hopefully you guys can get in for next summer and even into the fall and winter sports that they have going on. So thanks for coming. It was a pleasure having you today. This is Nash signing off.
Ash signing off.
Nash and Ash.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is good. Thank y'all. Peace.